A huge debate at the Oxford Union, the world's most prestigious debating society, was supposed to happen. The topic? This house believes that India's response to Pakistan is a populist strategy sold as security policy. It was set to be a major intellectual showdown between India and Pakistan. But instead of a debate, what we got was a complete mess, a chaotic collapse filled with accusations, counter-accusations, and what one Indian speaker called a Pakistani gambit. So what really happened? Let's break down how this highly anticipated event turned into an absolute farce. It all started with the lineup. The Oxford Union had planned a blockbuster event. On the Indian side, they had initially invited some very high-profile names, like former Indian Army Chief General Naravain and the well-known politician Dr. Subramanian Swamy. On the Pakistani side, prominent figures like former Foreign Minister Hina Rabbani Khan and former Defense Minister Khwaja Muhammad Asif were expected. The stage was set for a powerful and intellectually rigorous discussion. But right from the beginning, things started to get shaky. Just 2 days before the debate, the Indian team faced a major setback. Both General Naravain and Dr. Swamy had to pull out, citing unavoidable prior commitments. This left the Indian side scrambling for replacements on extremely short notice and a J. Sai Deepak, a prominent Indian lawyer known for his strong nationalist arguments. Despite the tight timeline, he stepped up to lead the charge for India. He was in the UK and ready to argue the case. He quickly managed to assemble a new team, bringing in Manu Kajuria and Pundit Satish K. Sharma, to other voices from within the UK, to join him. It was a last-minute save, and the Indian side was back in the game, ready to travel to Oxford for the debate scheduled on November 27th. But then, just hours before the debate was supposed to begin, the situation took another bizarre turn. At 3:13 p.m. on the day of the event, Sai Deepak received a phone call. The message was stunning. The Pakistani delegation, including Hina Rabbani Khan and Khwaja Asif, had not yet even landed in London. Naturally, hearing this, the Indian team decided it was pointless to make the journey to Oxford. If their opponents weren't even in the country, there was no debate to be had. They abandoned their travel plans. It seemed like the event was officially off due to the Pakistani side's failure to show up. But the drama was far from over. In a shocking twist, Sai Deepak later claimed he received confirmation that the Pakistani delegation had, in fact, landed. Not only that, but they were reportedly staying at a hotel right there in Oxford, the very city where the debate was meant to take place. This new information completely changed the narrative. If they were in Oxford, why was the Indian team told they hadn't landed? Was this a deliberate act of deception? Furious, Sai Deepak took to social media platform X to share his side of the story in a detailed account. He didn't hold back. He accused the Pakistani side of deserting the battlefield even before the battle begins. He suggested they lacked the courage to face a live, unscripted debate and had engineered this whole situation to avoid a direct confrontation. He essentially called them out for running away from the intellectual fight. His posts went viral, creating a storm online as people tried to piece together the conflicting information. Sai Deepak's accusations didn't stop with the Pakistani speakers. He also aimed sharp criticism at the leadership of the Oxford Union itself. He pointed out what he saw as a significant conflict of interest. He alleged that key positions within the Union were held by Pakistani nationals, specifically naming the president, Musa Haraj, as the son of Pakistan's Minister of Defense Production, and the treasurer, Razan Azhar. He implied that this influence at the top might have played a role in how this situation was handled. He blasted the Union's leadership, accusing them of allowing the prestigious institution's reputation to be dragged in muck and for essentially becoming a mouthpiece for the Pakistan High Comm. Ishan. So what was the official story from the other side? The Pakistan High Commission in London released its own statement, and it painted a completely different picture. The press release expressed regret that the Indian delegation had withdrawn at the last minute. They framed it as the Indian side giving up and handing a walkover to the Pakistani team. The statement went on to suggest that India's withdrawal showed a lack of confidence in defending its own security policies in a neutral and intellectually rigorous debate. So according to Pakistan, it was India that backed out, not them. This directly contradicted everything Sai Deepak had said. He claimed he was told the Pakistanis hadn't arrived. They claimed the Indians withdrew. It became a classic case of he said, she said, but on an international stage. The Pakistan High Commission even mentioned the original high-profile Indian speakers who had pulled out earlier, using that as part of their narrative to suggest the Indian side was unstable from the start. They conveniently left out the part where a new Indian team was fully assembled and ready to go. The controversy didn't go unnoticed by other public figures in India. Priyanka Chaturvedi, a lawmaker from the Shiv Senate UBT party, jumped into the fray. She took to X to mock the Pakistani side, saying Pakistan is crying again over an Oxford Union debate. She added, once again they have proved to be liars. Expecting any better from them was not even on my list. Her comment reflected the widespread sentiment among many Indians online who believed Sai Deepak's version of events and saw this as another instance of Pakistani duplicity. The whole affair quickly spiraled from a simple canceled event into a full-blown public relations battle, with both sides trying to control the narrative and paint the other as the one who was afraid too. Debate. So let's try to put the pieces together. We have the completely opposite stories. Story 1, from the Indian side led by Sai Deepak, is a tale of deception. The Indian team was ready, but they were deliberately misled into thinking their opponents were a no-show, only to find out later that the Pakistani team was already in Oxford, seemingly hiding out to avoid the debate. This version points to a Pakistani gambit to sabotage the event and dodge a difficult conversation. Story 2, from the Pakistan High Commission, is a simple narrative of Indian withdrawal. They claim they were present and ready, but the Indian side, having already lost its star speakers, got cold feet and pulled out at the last second. This version frames it as India being unable or unwilling to defend its policies on a global stage. The key point of contention seems to be that crucial phone call at 3:13 p.m. Who made that call to Sai Deepak? Was it someone from the Oxford Union? And was the information they provided that the Pakistani delegation hadn't landed intentionally false? Sai Deepak's criticism of the Oxford Unionist leadership suggests he believes the organization itself was either complicit or incredibly incompetent. By allowing the Pakistan High Commission to release a statement blaming India, the Union appeared to be taking a side which further fueled the anger of the Indian camp. The fallout from this is significant. For the Oxford Union, it's a major embarrassment. An institution that prides itself on fostering free speech and rigorous debate ended up hosting a public squabble that was anything but intellectual. It raises serious questions about their organizational capabilities and their impartiality, especially when dealing with politically sensitive topics involving nations like India and Pakistan. The accusations of conflicts of interest within its leadership are particularly damaging. For Pakistan, the incident, at least in the eyes of many, reinforces a negative stereotype. The accusation of deserting the battlefield plays into a narrative that they are unwilling to engage in open, honest dialogue and prefer to play political games behind the scenes. Whether it's true or not, the perception created by Sai Deepak's powerful account has been very damaging for them. For India, it became a moment of unexpected, if chaotic, victory in the court of public opinion. Sai Deepak's aggressive and well-documented response turned a potentially embarrassing situation the last-minute withdrawal of their main speakers into a narrative of Indian strength and Pakistani cowardice. He managed to frame himself and his team as the ones who were ready for a fight, while their opponents seemingly ran for cover. In the end, the world was robbed of a much-needed debate on a critical issue. Instead, we got a public spectacle of accusations and political maneuvering. The truth of what happened behind the scenes may never be fully known. Was it a deliberate Pakistani ploy, as Sai Deepak alleges? Or was it a massive organizational failure by the Oxford Union, filled with miscommunication? Or is the Pakistani version of events that India simply withdrew the truth? Whatever really happened, one thing is clear. the Great Oxford Union debate of 2025 will be remembered not for the arguments that were made, but for the farce that it became. It is a cautionary tale about what can happen when academic debate gets tangled up in the messy world of international politics. What do you think really went down? Was this a calculated move or just a series of unfortunate mistakes? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And if you want more deep dives into stories like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel.